The Moore's 25th annual Sewing Technology Party is going on now. This is the chance to get the best deals on the latest products. This is the Expect 350. This came out a couple years ago, and it's a nice portable machine that has 250 built-in stitches on touchscreen. Nice portable, computerized machine, but it also has embroidery. Okay, it has 180 built-in embroidery designs. It has 10 fonts. It's a 6.7 by 3.9 size, so it's good for a compact. Okay, it also has Wi-Fi, and it works with My SewNet, which is a true Wi-Fi where you can store your designs. You can subscribe to a design library. You also have apps for taking a picture of like photos or even monitoring. It's an amazing little machine, and this is one of our pre-tariff sales. Okay, because this has a retail price of $19.99. But this one got hit with the tariffs, okay? And so if you're not going to see this price ever again. $9.99. That's a compact sewing and embroidery machine, okay? And we have interest-free payments of $166.50 a month, free shipping across the country, and don't forget to use coupon code TechParty at checkout to unlock the savings, okay? Now, I'm really excited about this. Introducing, okay? This is, I'm going to talk about this here, but let's go ahead and show you the new Pfaff Expressions line. The Pfaff Expression, okay? Let's bring it back to the half slide here for a second. I just want to see here, then we'll bring up the PowerPoint. I want to talk about this for a second here, so we'll bring it up there. There we go, okay. So before we go to the full, I really want to talk about why this is so amazing, okay? The Expression line came out around 25 years ago. Okay, it has been their #1 seller. What I love about this is that they've really enhanced something that's been already a great machine. And we have 3 models: the 715, the 725, and the Creative Expression, which is sewing and embroidery, 750. Now, I'm going to say this: that the Creative Expression is dollar for dollar the most powerful machine out there. Okay, and what that means is that for the money, you're not going to find features like this on any other machine, and it's the new reigning champion of that. I've said that about other brands. This is amazing. I'm excited because I love these features. So let's go ahead and go through some of the features up here. We're going to go ahead and go to full screen here. The IDT. This is the original dual feed system. They've had it since 1969. It's integrated and it works with the majority of their feet. Look at the fabric control. From denim, we can work with all kinds of fabric like Minky. Wonderfully works with Minky. Look how that plows through it because it's feeding the top layer and the bottom. They're the original. Elastic, working with Lycra. Okay, so the point is that there's something about the original that makes things better. It has a large sewing area. Okay, it's about, I think it's about 10 inches of space. Okay, but the machine is nice and slim, so it's a great size for people here. They've got this amazing needle threader that's new and improved. It's hands-free. What I mean by hands-free, you'll hold the thread in and it takes control. And we haven't had that on the Expression series. We had that on our top model, so I love that. And then the capacitive screen. This is what's really exciting. 8-inch color capacitive screen. Okay, and so I have control to go through all the different stitches, and I'm just having fun on there with the video of all the different stitches, and I'm going to show you this. And this is the same for every one of the models. The 715, the 725, and the 750 all have this here, and I can control and make my adjustments, and I could just in detail see the control of here. So it also has the help screen. Okay, and there's so many cool things here. So even simple like this here. I want to learn how to use that needle threader. It's step-by-step videos that I can expand to the whole screen, and I can pause it and do what it's showing. Okay, but see, nothing is left out. Nothing is left out on these videos. And there's even videos on how to do steps for the different types of sewing functions. And so like this right here is what's called the I forgot the name of it. It's we'll go over that when I go on the screen there, but it's just a beautiful 2-color stitch pattern here. And so stacking stitches, that was it. Okay, there are so many stitches. Okay, I will say the Pfaff machine has more details in their stitches and more stitches than any other. I love them. I've always loved them. 600 stitches on the 715, and then 730. You might say, I don't need all the stitches. Wait until you have them. Can't have enough of them. give a shout out, virtual shout out, if you can't have enough stitches, okay? And so Pfaff, I remember this like it was yesterday. In 1987, we went to a convention and they displayed the first 9mm wide zigzag. No other machine had it. And it's like, oh my goodness, we were so excited. And they've continued that. Others have followed suit, but they're the original. And then they added large maxi stitch. I love it. I mean, there's not another brand that has as detailed. I will just say that online. It's recorded. It is awesome. Okay. And so on all the 9mm stitches, not just a limited number, I can do tapering. And that's every brand today has tapering, but not like this where I have really no limits. And we're going to talk about how I can do this also in the embroidery hoop. And so I can do so many cool arrangements with tapering and beautiful stitches. Actually, that's one of the ones I'm going to show you. Specialty stitches. So there are stitches that really are so unique and they're exclusive to this brand. Okay. And so let's go over some of it. There's the stacking stitches. I couldn't remember the name. Okay. Those are stitches that actually are 2 runs that give you the ability to have multicolor. And this is not for, this is not embroidery, although I can put it in the embroidery hoop. This is sewing. The single, double, and triple ribbon stitches. And that is actually, you're making a braid while you sew. Okay. You also have the radiant stitches. I'm actually going to show you this one. I like this because you actually stop and pivot and it gives you a meandering effect. Again, you're embellishing fabric, and that's what's so cool about this. And that's on all of these, not just one. All of these have these radiant stitches. Okay. Floating stitches give the illusion that there's no connecting thread between the stitches. Okay. And so that's really an exciting thing on this here, is that you can really make fabric. And then last but not least, lace edge stitching. There's a lot more. Okay. This actually gives you the ability to make lace because you sew on water soluble fabric. This is what's exciting. Active stitch technology. This is on their top line, but now it's on this one. And what this says, it's not working with tension. You do have tension, but you can also turn on metering. Okay. Thread metering actually measures the thread. So every stitch is fed just the right amount of thread. So there's no tension. So working with metallic thread, it just pulls that through beautifully. And that's what's wonderful. In fact, this stitch, yeah, I have a sample of it here. I stitched it out. It's gorgeous. They've had that stitch since 1991. I remember when they put that on the machine. Okay, I love that stitch. And it's on here. And so that's done with metallic thread. I also have what's called patchwork. Okay, patchwork gives me the ability to record the length of a seam, not just with straight stitch, but I'm going to show you with decorative sewing as well. So in this case, let's do it for piecing. So I sew this, and I want you to see something here. It's going to sew at the end, and when I stop, I press reverse, and it memorizes it. And then the foot raises. Okay, so it's ready. See, that's the right way to do this. So now I press go. The foot's just up and the needle's down. So that way I'm not having a problem of shifting the fabric. Okay, it raises it and knows it just the right amount. The machine has a sensor. It knows I'm working with just the layers. So everyone's stopping automatically. I'm not using a foot pedal. I'm pressing go. And that's what's exciting. That's what that patchwork feature does for you. So again, the active stitch was only on the top model, but the patchwork features on all the models. The adjustable laser is on the 725 and the 750. And this gives me the ability to turn it on and go from side to side. I think it has a broader range than I've seen in others, and I can make the laser different thickness line and light. And I can even take it here, and let's say I want to take it and direct inputs. Because a lot of times you'll remember, I looked at it, oh, number 8 is my 1/4 inch. So I just type it right in. Perfect. So I have that marking for 1/4 inch. I love that. Okay. And again, I can use that with any foot. So that's on the top 2 models. But then the 750 also has embroidery, and not just any embroidery. This is large embroidery, 638 designs. And I love the way this has, you can just take this and browse through it. If I want to insert it, I hold it and it goes into the hoop. I love that. And because this screen is more of a capacitive screen than I've seen with any other machine, and it's so quick. They've really changed this here. That's nearly 14 by 8. I believe I did the math on that. That's a big. I think it's over 14, just under 8, as far as someone do the math on millimeters. But that's a large hoop. Okay, and there are more hoop options than any other. that Pfaff does. In fact, this is an optional hoop, but you can use the Grand Dream hoop, which is 14 by 14. Okay, and so inches. Okay, so that's big. So again, this is top model, but the amazing is the price point that they're going to offer. This is exciting. And really, Pfaff has the most true Wi-Fi network machine. And what I mean by that is not only is Wi-Fi, but you connect to a network. You can store your designs on a cloud. You get a free cloud account. You can subscribe to designs. You can use it with apps. It has automatic updates. You can monitor it. It has these different apps where I have all my same instructional videos and instructions right on my phone or my tablet. I can do a photo stitch. I can have it monitor the process. It is a true Wi-Fi product, okay? This is cool. Hoop scan. They're not the first to do this, but this is, it really does it well. Now, I sped this up for the video. It's a little slower because it takes a picture, but look how this is. But look at this. I can zoom in much closer because of the capacitive screen than I found with others. And I can really arrange this. Watch this. I can zoom really in. Now, come on, let's go zoomer, zoom more in. So see, look at this. Okay, this is exciting. Now I pick this fabric and put an angle for you to see for a reason. So there's the word, and I want to go right in the corner to the thread. And when I'm done, look at that. That is amazing placement, and that's in this machine. So it's exciting. I think a lot of people who have multiple brands of machine, they're going to want to get this as their second or the first or whatever, the fifth machine. Okay, now this is my favorite. Okay, I love stitches, and I can take all my sewing stitches, even buttonholes, and all those specialty stitches, and put them in the hoop. So there's that one flower that I stitched with fabric. Okay, I can take this and go to Shape Creator, and you have infinite control because I can manipulate these shapes in any way. So let's take this one and move it and arrange it. And once I shape this, that's a path. This is flower arranging. And I can arrange my stitches, because it actually is flowers, and I can arrange it and move it. And by the way, you can make the color scheme of the background different colors. I chose black because on video it shows better here. And so look at that. I made that path and I press go. And that is that metallic thread. And I'm going to show you the sample. I forgot to put stabilizer on it. And with the active stitch technology, which is those metering, and work with a metallic thread. Even good metallic thread does this. It's all wound up. It's all curling. And that active stitch pulls it through. Beautiful arrangement. Think about all those I think, if I remember right, 730 stitches are now embroidery components, okay? And I can also take embroidery. So these are built-in embroidery designs, and you can import them too. And I can choose two, and it keeps the order, and it arranges them. Awesome. This is so unique. I love working with the stitches. Okay, that's Shape Creator. Now, Applique Creator is my favorite feature, and I'm going to say this 100 times, okay? I can take a shape and instantly turn it into an applique. And I can manipulate the shape. But I can take all my stitches, and I even have some that autofill, okay? And so what I mean by that, I press that, that's a sewing stitch to make an applique. We zoom in on this, and that's this stitch that's going to be used right here for an applique. So an applique process is this. I do a placement line. And then when I place it, I put my fabric. And I use a little glue stick to tack it down. Okay, so it holds in place. And then it does a cut line. And then I pull it out, and I'll have to assure you that you could do better because you're not going to cut as fast as I'm doing this right here. I sped this up, okay? But I cut around that. There's my applique, and it uses that stitch to applique. That's all built in. No software required. I love that, okay? I'm going to show you how we're going to enhance that with my demo because I can't wait to show you, okay? So there's that right there. Oh, let's take a look. Okay, so we're going to go to our presentation here. All right, so first of all, let's look at these machines here. And if we have a camera that I think has this direction over here, okay? So what we have, wake up the screens here. Wake up the screens here. So what you see here, that's at one of the info displays. And so I can actually go into information right here. And if I want to do basic, like needles, I love this, okay? It will actually tell me which utility needles to use. I mean, information that you don't have on other machines, okay? It's all right there. So that's the 715 to 725. They all have that. But I'm going to be working on the 750, okay? And so let's wake up this display. And I have this display. And let's go, do we have a close-up on this display? Okay, so I've got a little bit of light. There we go. Okay, so I've got a little bit of light there. Okay, so what we have here is I want you to see something, and you see this in red. It actually has AI recognition of the foot. It knows I have the wrong foot on for the straight stitch. That's awesome. Okay, so we're going to go on to more. I'm going to open this up, and these are the stitches, and I can just go right through here, and I can zoom in, and I can say, okay, let me see what it looks like. Let's do a satin stitch, and let's say this right here. Okay, I like that I can audition these stitches, and that's the actual size, and I can zoom in and see this. This is actually one of my favorite ways to view the stitches, because I can see all these different stitches. Well, let's see what that looks like right there. There's a monogram, okay? All this stuff, this is so cool, okay? But let's take this here and go back to a satin stitch. I want to show you something here. Okay, so I take this display, and then so right here, that's the actual size. This shows me real time, but I also can unlock this so that I can move it from one side to next. And I can also do the length or the density. So the density is separate, so that's closer together, and the length is the pattern length. I mean, it is so cool. The other thing is I got everything else here. Like, I want to know what this is right here, okay? I press information, and I tell this, and it tells me what that's for. So also, I can go right back to my instructions right here, and it tells me step-by-step instructions. I can access the manual. Let's say I want to look at, I'm making this up as I go here. Let's go to, well, see, this is why I don't want to make it up here. Let's see what happens when I go needle. Okay. And it gives me all the references to needle in the manual. And that's what's awesome here. But I don't want to go back. I want to go back to this. Okay. So we have this. So let's go through some of the other stitches here, because we have a lot of specialty stitches here. And so we're going to come in here, and I'm going to go to, oh, so many stitches. What did I say? On this model, 730. These are the techniques. Okay. So this is the ribbon stitches here. And so we're going to take this. And so let's see there. Okay. So what's nice about this here, this is a single ribbon. This is the double ribbon. Here's the triple ribbon. Okay. And let's go to the display here. I want you to see what this one is right here. This one. Okay. So this is the single ribbon. I want you to look at what it actually looks like right there. Okay. It doesn't look like much because it's the ribbon that joins those stitches together. So that's what's really cool about this here. So we're going to go back. Let's go into, so it's the single, double. This right here are the stacking stitches. Remember stacking stitches? I forgot about what the word was. And what they are, they're two parts that can be stitched together into multicolor. But again, all this can be embroidered or sew. So, I mean, there's so many stitches. This is why here, I'm going to say here, and let's see if I can come back on the screen. We're deviating from our script here. We're going to come to Dawn's screen. There we go. I want to say this to you out here. This is why you need this as your second or third machine, because your machine doesn't have this stuff. I mean, I just want to say that because you can't have too many stitches, okay? And now let's go back to this here. This right here are floating stitches, and floating stitches are right here. And then we have the, that's actually the radiant stitch. We're going to show you that here a second. So let's choose a radiant stitch here. We're going to do this one right here. Okay, so that's not the one I want. I want to do, oh, let's do this one. Okay, so we're going to go to the fabric, and on the screen though, I keep turning that there it is. I want to turn on my laser, okay? And so we should have here, we're going to take this, and I want you to know that the light is not, the 2A, that's what it says. It's not red anymore because I had that foot on. I knew I was going to change that. So it knows I have the right foot on. It also tells you to stabilize it and other settings for you that tells you everything about what you're going to be doing. It tells you the stitch number. I love this. I love this to screen. Okay. But I want to turn on the laser. Okay. And so we're going to turn this on by just selecting this. Okay. So now let's look on the fabric. So we're going to go to, we have a shot of the fabric. So that laser there, and I can take this and I can move it from side to side. And so we're going to just position it like this. And look how quickly that moves all the way over. And it does have a broader range. Now, but I want to actually go right in the center because I want you to see what happens with the, well, we'll move it over to the side because there we go. Okay, I want you to see what happens with radiant stitches here. So I can use it with a foot pedal, I can use it without, and I can have the foot pedal attached while I'm doing this, and I like that. But I'm just going to go ahead and press go. Well, that's so much. Well, what happens? I want the needle down, and I forgot to do that. So now it's going to end with the needle down. And what that means, it stops, and I press go again. And it goes reverse. And then it comes forward. And then it stops with the needle down. And now I can go forward again. And so what happens is that this, let's go the other way. Let's go this way. Okay. See, what it does is it gives me the ability to sew radiantly. Okay. And there's so many cool things you can do with this here. And I love about this here is that I can also do it in so much fun. Okay. So see, that's where the laser. So what that's doing is we're going to bring this up here. That's what the radiant stitches do. So it's just fun. And that's what we're sewing for. It was fun. So let's take something else here. I want to show you something else. Okay. So we're going to press the cutter. And we're going to go to the screen. Okay. And let's go to another stitch here. I want to go to so many stitches. I think it was needle art and that was this one right here. So we've got so many stitches. There it is, 17. Okay, so now we'll go back out here. And I can take the laser off or not. I can actually turn it right off now. And that's a beautiful cross stitch. And here is my tapering. And I can have it where it has a different beginning and end, but I want to have them the same. And I want them all to be, in this case, from the center, 60 degrees, okay? Now, remember the patchwork feature? Now, everything right here on display, I love this here. So this has the stitch repeat, which I'm going to show you. We have free motion, tie off with everything we need. So if I want to tie off beginning to end, and I wanted to cut the thread, I can control all that. I can select all. So let's just do that, okay? So select all, boom. Stitch repeat. So if I press this, I can go to a patchwork program. And what this does is, see, it's still on, is that I start to sew. And do I have the right foot? Yep, it's not, it says 2A, that's what I'm doing. Okay, so we're going to take this and I'm going to just press go. And I have speed control while I sew. I think I'm going to reach over here, right here. So I can slow down. I want you to just go to the screen real quickly. See how I can slow that down and speed it right up? And at any time, I can tap on the foot pedal and I can stop. So I can leave it on. But we're going to go back to the fabric here. And so what this is doing, it tapered, and I'm sewing a while, and I want to make it about this long. And that's how I can stop and repeat. So let's say we press the reverse, and now it's going to taper down. Okay, I'm not even holding the fabric. Okay, and so this is tapering down. And remember, I have the needle down, and it automatically will raise it when it's done. So it's going to finish this here. And I press the tie off, so it tied off, and it's going to cut. So R can pivot. So it's all set for me. Okay, so look at that. That right here is we're going to call that an element. Okay. Well, why would I use it? Well, I mean, I could pivot and do another one. And I showed some samples here. This is actually something similar, but this is actually from the video I did here. But this is cheating. This is done in the embroidery hoop. And that's what I'm getting at. There's that same stitch. Okay. Imagine doing this sewing or also doing embroidery in the hoop with my stitches. Okay. So let's go to the screen. Remember I said this is dollar for dollar the most powerful machine? I can actually take this and save it. Actually, save is right here. And I've already done it. I mean, I can there's right there. I can put the name. I'm not going to look at. I've already saved it as tapering. Okay, and I can do that later. But if I did it, then I can bring it in and do that later. So we're going to come back here and we're going to sew it. So remember that we're going to go to it now. I want you to see here, and let's say let's see the machine from this view right here. I want you to see the size of this here. So, okay, so I'm going to turn it real quickly so you can see. This is not a bulky machine. This is 10 inches space, but see, so many machines are wide and bulky. So a lot of people use this as their travel machine. But let's come back here, and I'm going to take off this tray. And we're going to put this here. I won't forget it. And I'm going to slide on my embroidery unit because it also doubles as an extension table. And you notice it didn't act up. I don't know of another machine out there. I'm dropping fabric. I don't know of another machine here. My mic's still on. I think, okay, all right. That has the ability to do this while attached. Okay, so we're going to now while I have this, let's go to the screen cam. And I'm going to make sure I turn this. There we go. But these are all stitches that I embroidered in the hoop. These are all sewing stitches and working with shapes. We're going to show you that there. But I want to also, this is the one I showed in the video. And when I was sewing, I forgot to put stabilize. That's metallic thread. There's my bobbin thread. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous on both sides without stabilize. That's because of that active stitch. And the active stitch is only on the 750. And then here's some more of them here. Okay. But let's take this, and I haven't finished my sewing yet. I want to continue that. And let's see where I put my fabric. Okay, so many here. I'll take this. This is a new one. All right. I got lots of fabric. So we're going to take this, and I want to show you some directional stitches. Okay. I tell you, I can spend all day just demoing this. I won't. Okay. But some people say, oh, I want to see other machines. Look at all these cool stitches. I want to show you, I love this stitch. This is a serpentine stitch. And right away, it tells me that I should use foot number 8. Well, I put my feet away, so I'm going to reach up here. See, and it shows me with the red that I don't have that on. Okay, so my foot, I have everything organized, and it comes with a lot of feet. But foot number 8 is what we're going to put on here. Put that back over, snap it on. And while I show that, that's a serpentine stitch. And I can't tell you how many people that are looking for that in the quilting. And there's not another serpentine stitch that works as well as this here. Okay, so we're going to take this here. All right, so I mean, we're looking at fabric. Okay, I've got that crease there, but it's just amazing. And I press the reverse. Sewed off the fabric. Okay, I want you to see this. That is huge. Okay, just to kind of show you an idea. There's my thumb on the size. That's a big serpentine stitch. Let's do another quilting stitch. I mean, I can spend all this time with stitches, but again, and I will. What's another one? Oh, this is actually one that I love. Okay. Oh, let's do a different one. Maybe you'll love this one too. Stitches. See this one? I love this. I mean, this can be used in so many applications, both for sewing and for quilting. Okay, now I've got a long presentation. Again, I'm excited about this because I love these stitches. And again, look at that. Look at the size of that. Isn't that amazing? Nothing does stitches like the Pfaff here. So now let's go to embroidery. Okay, now we can switch here. We go home and we switch to embroidery. And it's asking me if I want to calibrate. Now we'll leave it alone. So we'll cancel that. So on this here, what I want to do is I want to show you how I can browse through all my designs. So I can browse through designs from my file. I can browse through fonts. I can browse through stitches, but let's go through designs, okay? And so these are built-in designs, but there's also some that are my Wi-Fi cloud, okay? Now, look at this here. And I can make this, let's see, let's go larger. Okay, see, I can just browse through all these stitches. I love how this works. And I want you to see something here. So this is the design that I did, okay? And so to enter that design, I love how this works. I pressed and held it, and now it's in the hoop. Nothing is slicker than that. And I can take this here. So there it is in the hoop. And if I want to do another one, I can put stitches. See, that's what's unique. I can put stitches, but I don't want to do stitches. I want to take this here and flowers. Oh, I think it was there. There's so many. Okay, this is actually an exclusive stitch. Okay, and what I have by that here, and I won't go into that now. I've got a lot more to show you. Is that it's actually called velvet stitch, because what happens is that, let's see if we can go to screen cam. I want you to see that close up. This is actually cut like velvet, okay, because there's several layers. There's a lighter color and a darker color. Well, I have yet to do that. There's a lighter color and darker color underneath there. I have yet to cut that, and that's what's really exciting. Now, remember, this is basically 14. Let's go to the other side here. 14 by almost 8. Okay, and it comes with 3 hoops, and so it's a good variety of hoops. But you can also use, and this is optional, but look at that. That's 14 by 14. Okay, that's awesome. Okay, so that, again, dollar for dollar, it's the most powerful machine out there. Now, let's take this here, and I love this because I can do this. I can actually take this and I hold a button. Anytime I hold on this and we're looking on the screen, it gives me more commands. This is more like a machine, like a computer. Okay, I want to delete all that. Well, it's only one, or I can delete this one. And so I love that. Okay, that's my hoop there. And so let's show you the applique. Okay, so create an applique. Right on the screen bottom, I press that, and it brings up those shapes. Okay, so I could bring up the shape, and I'm going to bring up this one because that's the one I did the sample in. And I can make it larger. Now, this is an applique. Okay, so what we have there is the applique. And that is, and I love the way this zooms in. I can zoom in so much. Okay, that is a satin stitch. Okay, but I can actually take and change this to all my stitches. So I can access every stitch, or I can access autofill. The difference with the autofill is I don't have to type in how many. It automatically figures it out. So that right there, and we'll go back to zoom to all. I love the zooming. It's just, I mean, that's so cool. Okay, so there we go. And then we moved everything. Actually, let's zoom the hoop. Okay, so there we go. All right, so we got that. Now, so that's my applique, and I just check, and that's ready to embroider. Okay, now what does that mean? That's going to do what I did on the video. Okay, so you already saw that on video, but that's how I created that. But let's add to this. This is what I loved about this machine. So we're going to take this, and I'm going to unhighlight that and access my designs. Okay, and I think I have the one I did in flowers, which makes sense because I want to put a flower on it, and I believe it. There it is. Okay, so I select that. There it is. Okay, that's too big, but I have sizing, and see, this is what's great about this here. I can select sizing, and it's going to keep the like size type. So where this is a satin stitch, even when I size it, I want you to see this. Look at the sizing. Actually, let's zoom in, and I can size it this way. Look at the control. And it's going to recalculate the stitches. So I can take this here, and that's about the size right there. Okay, now we're done with that check mark. I love this. I love this new format. It's so easy to work with. Now, let's highlight that, and let's go to Shape Creator. Okay, so we're back. This is the same thing I did with Applique, but I'm not going to make it Applique. I want to make, and I'm going to use the same shape right here. This is the path. And so what I can do, and it centers it to it, which is cool. I can tell it 5. Can you tell I like this machine? This is awesome. So I can take this. Oh, goodness. Look how awesome that is. Oh, love it. Okay, so now, look at that. I'm not done. I'm not done here. Remember that element. So we're going to take, and we're going to open up the tapering. That is the element that I made and I saved. Okay, watch this. This is so cool. I'm going to take and go to Shape Creator and use the same shape because that's what I'm working with right here. And I'm going to choose 5. And let's zoom in on this here. So again, capacitive screen. And let's take this. Go back a little bit. No big deal. Rotate it. Move that. All right, now, and I can size it. There's not another machine that does this here. And so I select check. And when that's done, got it right here. Look at that. It's like a cooking show. But isn't that cool? What my job here is to show you how you can really enhance your sewing, quilting, and embroidery experience. So let's go over some of the specials on this here. All right, so we're going to bring up the PowerPoint, and we're going to start with the 715. And okay, so 90% of the sewing functions and quilting functions I have on it, what this one doesn't have is the laser, and then it doesn't have the active stitch, and it doesn't have the embroidery. Okay, and it has 600 stitches, so it has a variety of everything. This has an introductory price of $54.99. That's a powerful machine at that price. I mean, do the math. There are machines that double that price, and they're not as good. We have interest-free payments as well as free shipping across the country, but also use coupon code TechParty to unlock your savings. This Quilt Expression 725 has the same amount of stitches as the top model 750. Okay, and this has an introductory price of $59.99. Okay, $5,999. So you know where the decimal is. Okay, and so we have interest-free payments on it, which makes it really affordable. Free shipping across the country, and yes, use coupon code TechParty to unlock your savings. Okay. Finally, the Quilt Expressions. Okay, this is, again, dollar for dollar, the most powerful machine. And I decided to do something this year because there are so many people that have machines out there and they want to talk to my staff. I decided not to put a price on this. I decided to give you the best price by having you call. I have an introductory price. I have trade allowance on this here. I have interest-free financing and bonus if you don't financing. And by doing that, I can be better. Okay, I want to be better. I want to offer you a great deal. And so you either call us at 1-800-865-9664, and that will go to voicemail. Or if you want quick service, just email us at customerservice@moores-sew.com, and they'll take care of you there. For more information on this incredible product, click on the link to see our current special offer. You can email us at customerservice@moores-sew.com or call us at 1-800-865-9664.